and I said Chris Rock is better at stand-up than Dave. And Coach Millennium posted it, and I salute the Coach Millennium. They posted a lot of brilliant idiot stuff, and I saw mad people in the comments acting like what I said
was crazy,
was insane. But then I had to take a step back, and I realized it's a different generation. Yeah. It's the same generation that will say Kodak Black, who I love, is better than Jay-Z.
Or Jay-Z.
Or any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matter of opinion.
Yeah.
But
what you relate to.
When it comes to things like stand-up, the reason it's not a matter of generational opinion is because these people are all over 50 years old. And these people all have, years of catalog, right? Simply saying, because I saw other people in the comments saying stuff like, oh, Dave Chappelle's got the TV show. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that stage.
Stand-up, yeah.
I'm talking about the art of stand-up.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle does not have a better catalog than Chris Rock.
Yeah, I also think you prefer the style of stand-up that Chris Rock does.
Absolutely.
And the style of stand-up that Dave does is a little bit different.
Yeah.
He does incorporate a lot of stories and they're both brilliant, right? We're like splitting hairs here. Like if somebody came up to you and they're like,
yeah.
Which stand-up are we?
Two different styles, though.
It depends on what you like. You know, like if somebody came up to me and they're like, Dave Chappelle's my favorite, I'm not saying that they're an idiot for that. I completely understand.
I love Dave.
Dave's incredible.
Yes.
Stylistically, my favorite is Patrice. I came into the game really through Chris.
But Patrice was Chris' guy too.
Yeah, of course.
Chris, I remember. I
Patrice is everybody's guy.
I forgot what interview it was. Chris was like, if Patrice was still alive, we'd all be working for Patrice.
Yeah, Patrice is everybody's guy. If you really love stand-up, Patrice is your guy. But the thing that Chris does is Chris really thinks in bits. And like, you're so natural and conversational, but I've known you for so long. Like your brain works in bits. And you really love the ideas and these and like interesting kind of devil's advocate point of view and that kind of stuff. So I think you really relate to Chris in the same way I really relate to Chris. A lot of people relate to him. Obviously, Dave recently is so much more, has so much more cultural connectivity. It's been a while since Chris dropped a special where we were all like, oh my God, every fucking joke is straight haymaker. But when we were growing up and we saw the Bigger and Blacker, we saw Bringing the Pain, it was like,
Kill the Messenger, Never Scared.
Like this guy was just on a fucking tear. So, and maybe this is the impetus for him getting back on his shit.
By the way, I love Tambourine, especially the extended cut.
Interesting.
Called Total Blackout.
Yeah.
And I rewatched it this weekend.
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh, man. I rewatched it this weekend because what you said is exactly what I know. I'm like, they've seen more of Dave in recent times.
Yeah.
And Dave dominates the headline.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Dave will tell you he feels like Chris Rock is better.
Is that right?
He said it, but then Chris will say, nah, Dave's
Chris will say Dave is better.
You know what I mean?
Like
they have a lot of mutual respect.
As they should. As they should. I like Sticks and Stones better than Dave's last special. And I do have maybe Sticks and Stones slightly over Tambourine.
Interesting.
But when we're talking about total stand-up catalog that still holds up, it's not even close. Like, just go watch Kill the Messenger. Go watch Bring the Pain. Go watch Never Scared.
I think if you look at like the first 2 hours of Dave, they're unbelievable.
Killing Me Softly?
Killing Me Softly,
I like Killing Me
for
Softly.
what it's worth, are truly incredible. And like,
I don't think Killing Me Softly better than Bring the Pain, though.
Bring the Pain is it's really tough to...
That's what I'm saying.
It's really tough for anybody to beat Bring the Pain. It's one of the best comedy specials in history.
Saying.
Like, and I really think, I hope that people go back and watch it, especially generations now that like aren't even familiar with the like early Chris Rock.
Yes.
Because it was like he was on a warpath. Like a warpath, dude.
And that's why we're not going to allow Chris to be reduced to what happened at the Oscars.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of that factors in it too, sadly. That's just the era that we're in. We're in an era where people care about everything except for what you actually do.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you like blunt in your face comedy, you probably like Chris more. If you're into
storytelling,
if you're into like these brilliantly crafted stories and like hidden meaning that kind of comes out as well, then you're gonna like Dave more.
Yeah.
You know, and I could see how Dave has more of like a universal appeal because he can bake in like the thoughtful idea into something that's a little bit more like cartoonish. It's like one of the reasons why the sketch show did so well because it's like the sketch allows you to be playful about something really serious.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it. Whereas Chris is like, the first lady, should be the first woman on her knees sucking a dick.
Yeah.
And I know if you're from New York, it's like, that's how we talk. That's how we think. This
relatable
is,
shit.
It is what it is. And I'm sure the Northeast kind of like that. I don't know exactly down South if you guys.
It was, because that warped my perception.
Of what?
Of women. Because in my mind, I was like, that's right.
I cheat because of you.
Because of you. Because of what you're not doing. Exactly. When I heard that back in the day, I was like, I wasn't Hillary. But then I was thinking, like, she's busy too, though.
Yeah.
So
she got to give tours and shit.
Bill does deserve.
He does deserve some head every once in a while.
Yeah. In my mind, when I was young, that's what I thought.
I thought now.
I thought, all right.
Well, yep.
See what he does?
That's exactly.
No. See what he does?
And then when I say something like that, why you in the position you in right now?
Listen, I don't know nothing.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Alex? This guy's going crazy. Who is this guy?
I just heard him yell out a form of currency. I heard him yell out a dollar amount. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Inflation, bro.
That's crack rock.
Crazy,
that's crack rock prices. That's crack rock prices. That's the price of crack rock down south.
When you're addicted, you're addicted, bro.
You're addicted, you're addicted. Okay? That is the price of crack rock down south.